My dear middle 3 students, how's everyone? I hope you're doing great. Today I'm going to explain poetry for you. We have only one poem in the second term, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. That's the name of the poet. I will explain line by line, stanza by stanza. We will see the figures of speech, the sound devices, the rhyme scheme, and everything we have together. And at the end, we will answer all the questions. It will be there on YouTube all the time, so you can revise it over and over, because I know that some of you forget it all the time. So let's see the first stanza again. It's called The Road Not Taken. Basically, this poem talks about life. It talks about decisions in life that are hard to make or take. And then he's comparing these decisions in life to roads which are diverging. You know, when you're walking, for example, you're walking in the forest and actually the road splits. Like actually the road diverges, like one road takes you to a place and then the same road the other way takes to another place. So basically you're traveling on your own and actually you're just traveling on a road and then the road splits, like it diverges. So what do? You will go right or left. You will take which one of them, especially if you're traveling on your own without experience. You don't know which road will take you to the place you want to go. So this is the main idea. He's just talking about life and he's comparing decisions in life to roads. Let's see what he has. Actually, it's made of 4 stanzas. These are the first 2. We will explain them together. In the first line, he says, 2 roads diverged. Diverged means split. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. What is meant by wood? It's like a small forest. The poet was traveling in the forest, and when he was traveling, the road split, it diverged. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. Why did he describe it by the word yellow? Why did he say yellow wood? What was yellow? The color of the plants, the color of the leaves of the trees. It happens during autumn. This is one season of the year in which actually the leaves of the trees become yellow. So he said 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. So he's traveling during autumn from the word yellow, and wood is like a small forest. I'm sorry, unfortunately, I couldn't travel both. I couldn't take both roads. He could only take one road because the road is going to be too long and he doesn't know which road to take, the one on the right or the one on the left. I'm sorry, I couldn't travel both. Unfortunately, I couldn't take both roads together. And be one traveler, long I stood. Because it was only me on my own, long I stood. Why did he stand for a long time? He just wanted to think which road to take. So he said, and be one traveler, long I stood. I stood for a long time to think. I will take this road or the other one. Long I stood and looked down as far as I could. Looked down doesn't mean this. No, he looked down the road. He wanted to see the end of the road. He wanted to know which road to take. So actually he was just standing and the road split. He wanted to know which road to take. Do I take the one on the right or the one on the left? And he said, and looked down the road. He tried to see as far as I could, to where it bent. Bent is like curved. Actually, the road was bending, like curving, so his eyes couldn't see the end of the road because we're humans. We have some limitations. We cannot see behind walls, for example. We cannot see through walls. We can never see what's happening behind walls because we're just humans. We can never see the future. So he wanted to see the end of the road, but he couldn't because the road was bending. There was a curve in the road. To where it bent? In the undergrowth. Undergrowth refers to small bushes. Actually, There were trees. At the bottom of the trees, there were small bushes and plants. There were many of them. So he couldn't see the end of the road. There were many trees, and the road was bending, and he couldn't see it. So he tried to think which road to take, but he couldn't. This is why he said, long I stood and looked down as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. So he couldn't see the end of the road. So he couldn't clearly decide. He couldn't easily decide which road to take. In the second stanza, he says in the second stanza, then after that took the other, just as fair. What is meant by then took the other? I took the other road. What does he mean by that? He looked at the first road and looked at the second road. Which one did he take? The other, the second road. As just as fair, as just as fair. He thought that both roads were as beautiful as each other. And the word fair here means pretty. He thought that both roads were as beautiful, as pretty as each other. What can make a road beautiful in the forests? It can be beautiful when you see a lot of trees, a lot of bushes, when the road looks nice. So this makes them beautiful. Then took the other. I took the second road, just as fair, as just as fair. He thought that they were both the same. And having perhaps the better claim. He thought that one road was better than the other. He took the second road, not the first one he saw, the second one, because he thought it was better. We can understand that he is not sure which road is more beautiful, which road is supposed to be taken by him. So basically he's puzzled, he's hesitant a little bit. So he says, and having perhaps the better claim, he thought that the road, the second one, was a little bit better. Is he sure? No. Because it was grassy. He took the road for a clear reason now. Why? Because it was more beautiful, it had more grass. But wait, when the road has more grass, it means that people didn't take it as much as other people who took the other road. Because if this road has more grass, it means that no people walked. No one took this road. Not many people took this road as much as the other road, So basically he decided to take the other road, which was less taken by people. What about the road which was more taken by people? He didn't take it. He just took the other road. He just wanted to be different. Oh, this road is beautiful. I will walk here. So he said, and then because it was grassy, the road was grassy and wanted wear. Basically, the road can never want. I'm comparing the road to a person who can want and wear. So why did he take this road? He said because the road was grassy, it was more beautiful, and wanted wear. What does he mean by wanted wear? He thought that the road wanted to be taken. Wear here doesn't mean like wear, no. He thought that one road was more taken by people and the other one was less taken by people, so why don't I take the second road? He decided to be different. Sometimes we do things in life to look different, although our decision might seem stupid. We just want to look different, we want to be different. He took the other road because it was grassy, it had more grass. It means that fewer people used it, but he decided to take it. Because it was grassy and wanted wear. The other road wanted to be walked on. Though as for the passing there, for people who passed there, people who took both roads, had worn them, worn here means taken them. People who passed on both roads, they had taken them about the same. Now he is not sure. Did people walk here the same as people, like the people who walked here, like have the same number as the people who walked here? He didn't know. He wasn't sure. Like, was this road more taken by people or this one was more taken by people? He's not sure. Here, he felt they were the same. Here, he said one is different. Here, he said that one road wanted to be taken more than the other one, to be equal. He just wanted to make them equal. And now he is not sure. So basically, the poet is typically is not sure. He doesn't know which road to take. But then he decided to take the second one. Why? He just wanted to be different. He just thought that this road was more beautiful than the other. And this is why. In the first two stanzas that we have, something called figures of speech, and sound devices. Let's see the rhyme scheme of the first two stanzas before we proceed. So, what about the sound of the rhyme scheme? The first line, we have the word would. The first line is always A. What about the second line? Would, both. Do they rhyme together? No, they don't. So this is going to be B. What about stood? It rhymes with would, so it's going to be A. Could, stood, would, A. Undergrowth, both, B. So A, A, B, A, B. This is the rhyme scheme. The second stanza, fair. If I continue, I will say C, but let's start from A again. If I say A, fair, claim, fair claim, B. Where, A. There, where, there, B. No, A. It has to be A again. Same, claim, B. So it's AB, AAB, AB, AAB. So all of them have the same rhyme scheme, all of the stanzas. So at the beginning, he wanted to take one road. He decided to take the other because he was traveling on his own. It was autumn time. He was in a small forest and he was traveling and the road just split, like diverged. Like he didn't know which road to take, but then he took the other one because it was more beautiful. Then we can have here some things written down. So he said, two roads diverged near the woods. Actually, in the first line, he's not talking about roads. He just wants to speak about decisions in life. So this is why we have the poet compares decisions in life which are difficult to make or take to the diverging roads, the roads which are splitting or separating. And there is a personification in the line that says, because it was grassy and wanted wear. The poet personifies the road as someone who can want and can wear clothes, and that's a personification. So as you can see, this line, and be one traveler, long I stood, and stood. Both words end with the d sound, and this is what we call a consonance, because it comes at the end. The alliteration is at the beginning, the consonance is at the end. The repetition of d makes a musical sound. We have another line here. It's another consonant, and looked down one as far as I could. We have two words that have this, that end with the same sound, like the word and, could. They both end with the sound, and this is the repetition of the makes a musical sound. We have another consonant in with the word down one, n sound. They both end with n sound, and this is another consonant. So we say the repetition of n makes a musical sound. And now it's move to the third stanza. Uh-oh, I made a mistake. And here we have an alliteration in was, wanted, where, wa. This is alliteration. The repetition of wa makes a musical sound. So let's move to the third and the fourth stanzas. So what does the poet say in the third stanza? In the third stanza he says, and both that morning equally lay. In the morning he thought that both roads were the same. Equally lay, they were there. The two roads were there and they were equal. Now he's hesitant. He's not sure of his decision. They both equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. He thought that in the morning both roads looked the same. There was the same number of leaves on both roads. No step had trodden black. When people take a road, actually their steps, they leave black marks. Like actually the leaves of the trees become black because people step on them. And also the grass becomes black because people step on it. But basically, he says that in the morning, both roads looked the same. So again, he's not sure. Oh, I kept the first for another day. He decided to leave the first road for another day. Maybe another day I will come here and take the first road. I will try it. And then took the other. I kept the first road for another day, yet knowing how way leads to way. Yet here means but. Knowing how way leads to way. He was not sure if he took the second road What way will it take him to? And if he takes the first one, he's not sure if this road will lead him to a good way or a bad one, or like the one he wanted or another one. He was not sure. I doubted, I was not sure, I doubted if I should ever come back. He wasn't sure if he would return again one day to try the first road. So here he said, I kept the first road for another day and took the other. And then he says, I doubted if I should ever return and try the first road. Because actually, he's not talking about roads, he's talking about decisions in life. Some decisions in our life are so hard to make or take. Like, for example, going to college. You can never take two colleges or attend two colleges at the same time. You have to decide to take this college or attend this college or this one. For example, marriage. You should, like, from the background of the writer, he's Christian. He's not Muslim. So they are not allowed to marry twice. It's only one person that they can be married to. So basically, he's talking about these decisions. We're talking about life changing decisions. We're talking about fatal decisions. So he's not sure. Do I marry this person or this person? They look the same? No. I will be happy with this person or this person. Some decisions in life are so hard to make or take, and we cannot take both decisions at the same time. And maybe we will never have the ability to try the other decision another day. So he's like puzzled in his life, and he's comparing decisions in life to roads that's actually diverging roads. Then he says, I doubted if I should ever come back. I'm not sure if I will return or come back one day to try the first road. He's not pretty sure. Then in the last stanza, he says, one day, he says in the last stanza, I shall be telling this with a sigh. Shall means will. I will be telling this with a sigh. This is what we call a sigh. I shall be telling this one day in the future. I will tell this story with a sigh. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. After many and many years in the future, I will tell this story. What will he tell? Two roads diverged, two roads split, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by. When he took the road, he realized that he took the road which was less taken by people. Because at the beginning, he was sure, he thought that the roads were the same. But when he took the road, he realized, oh, this road is different because it was less taken by people, which means that he made a mistake. He just made a mistake. He took the wrong decision. And this has affected his life negatively. So he chose the second road because it was more beautiful, it was grassy, and he thought he wanted to make both roads equal. So I will take this road to make a kind of, like, to make it fair for both roads to be taken the same. And this is not normal. He said, two roads diverged in the yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. In the last line, he says that there is a big difference in his life that happened because of the decision that he made. I love the last stanza because actually it's telling us that in the future he will tell people or his children or his grandchildren about his experience, and that he was traveling one day and he had to decide, he had to choose between two things, and he had to choose something. Actually, he just wanted to swim against the tide. He just wanted to be different. He just wanted to take the road because it was beautiful. This is not a good reason, because you should take a road for a better reason than this. At the beginning, he was hesitant. He wasn't sure which road is more beautiful than the other. But then when he took the road, now he has experience. And he didn't only make a mistake. No, he decided to tell others about the mistake that he made. He decided to benefit others. He wanted to help them. Because as a person, he made a mistake in his life and he wanted to teach others and tell them, look, I made a mistake. I just want you to learn from me. Don't do like me. Don't make stupid decisions this way, especially if you're just taking a decision that can really change your life. Then he says, and that has made all the difference. His life is totally different. To be honest with you, he left it open. He left it open, like, was it a wrong decision? Was it the correct decision that he made, or like something like that? We're not sure, but I personally believe that he made the wrong decision. That's why he will be telling people with a sigh. And then he took the road less traveled by, which means that people who had experience took the correct road and he took the wrong one. And this is what he means here in the last stanza. So the figures of speech, I wrote them before, and the sound devices, I also wrote them before. We have some questions here. Easy ones, easy. So what are the questions that we have? What is the rhyme scheme of the poem? It's AB, AAB. Every stanza is like that. What does yellow wood mean in stanza 1? What does yellow wood mean? Of course, yellow wood means that he was traveling during autumn, when the leaves of the trees fall. So he said yellow wood. And there's also another line where he said leaves. There were leaves on the floor, on the ground. Why were there leaves on the ground? Because the leaves fell because it was autumn or fall. This is a season in the year. And this is the answer. Can you tell by reading the poem, again, why the poet chose to take this road? So actually, I think that the poet took the other road because it was grassy and it was more beautiful than the first one. He knew that the road he took was less traveled by, but he wanted to be different and swim against the tide. When somebody swims against the tide, they just do something that nobody else does, which may seem nice at times, but it could be very stupid at times. What do you think the poet meant in the last line of the poem, and that has made all the difference? I think it means that the poet made a wrong decision which affected his life negatively afterwards. His life was affected by this decision. He wanted us to think carefully before taking fatal decisions or life-changing decisions. And fatal means masiri, قرارات مصيرية. In the last question we have, why is the road a metaphor? Why is there a metaphor in the word road? Because he's not talking about roads. He's just giving an example. This is an image he wanted to show us. So basically, he's not talking about roads. What did he mean? So the road is a metaphor because the poet here is not talking about roads. He is talking about decisions in life which are difficult to make. The poet is comparing the decisions or choices in life to the diverging roads or the splitting roads. That was the whole poem. This is what the poem is all about. And here we have the questions, we have everything. So thank you so much for your time. That was the video. It will just be there for you all the time. You can refer back to it whenever you want. Thanks for listening and see you next time. Bye bye.